Hey Jenny, so I wanted to go ahead and show you how this works. We've got that sort of aperture. This is a solid one I made that I was just looking at, but this is the aperture, obviously, that has the attractor point on it. So you can see it getting smaller and bigger. And it's actually in a separate family. In order to get it to work, I did have to use Dynamo, and I have to go into conceptual mass to do that. So basically, if I go to this wall family, I just have a surface in here that I'm working with that has that family, um, you know, repeated on it. So you've done that before. Then I have a point that I put in here with a circle on it. And if I move this circle away, I have a dynamo definition. Or actually, let's move it kind of away and over to the right. I have a dynamo definition here that goes and gets that family type. So that's what that is, the 4-point aperture square. And then what it does is it counts all of the families. So there's 32 of them. And then it gets the location of every one of those families. So it finds the center point of each one of those families. And then this little guy selects the circle that I just moved and gets its location. And then this geometry distance 2 goes and measures the distance between those two, so it brings out the distance. And then this little thing is just a code block, like it's a multiplication thing. You can just type in x times 0.1 and put x in there, and it comes out at 0.1, right? So that's 0.1 of this. To make it smaller, because if we did the distances, they would be huge, right? That aperture would be massive. And then that gets placed into a set parameter by name, and we go and get, right, the parameter, which if I edit the square size, right, and then adjust that. And I've got another one with square width on it, so I have 2 in here. But since I moved that circle, if I run this again, let's go ahead and shift this through here, right? If I run this again, right, you'll see them update. So those are closer, and then if I load this into project and overwrite the existing version, you're going to see it update, right, to the new version. So you can see it gets smaller and bigger, right, on that guy. So that's kind of the process. So the goal is to make the aperture accessible to Dynamo, to get and rename that, and just sort of set that up. So we also have to set up that little wall family, and so I'm going to show you how to set up the wall family, load it in, and just sort of run the Dynamo process. It's not terrible, but it is a lot of steps. And I also have it also, unfortunately, was not working inside of the project, and I can show you an example of that. It was just flipping itself inside out, and it was something about the way it was oriented, and it wasn't working. So this one is a lot more effective, and works better. So we're going to use that. All right, so when I come back, we'll look at the wall, build the wall family, and then use the definition. Okay, and update the family with instance values, so each one of these can have a different value.